Hey, Chad.
Ah! Jesus.
You like my kappa costume?
Whew. What?
I can say it authentically. Kappa. Little green guy.
Kappa?
Japanese culture.
Oh.
Kind of like a turtle. Kind of like a frog. According to you, kind of like a rapist. According to me, kind of like not a rapist.
Rapist.
Not rapist. Cucumber. Okay, let's...
Historical evidence of raping.
Well, okay, first you have to have historical evidence that exists in the first place.
I've seen a severed arm in a museum.
So did I, but not in person. So for those of you who have no idea why we're squabbling like a married couple, it's because we're doing an episode on yokai.
Oh yeah. Japanese supernatural everything.
Super rad. Yeah. Basically, it's like a catch-all provision, which is pretty fair. I mean, you know how, like, I guess the closest thing I could think of was cryptids in North America, where it's like, that kind of includes aliens, interdimensional creatures, demigods, you know, weird monsters.
Yeah, but then you add in ghosts and demons. Yeah. So, yeah.
Ghouls, goblins.
Correct.
There's actually, I saw a video game, I think it's called Pocky and Rocky from Super Nintendo, where in the English dub it was called Goblins, but everywhere else they were called yokai.
Oh, okay.
And apparently yokai is a relatively recent term, because before that it was Mononoke, which is where Princess Mononoke got its thing, right?
Yes.
Which I've still never seen.
It's great.
I will let you know that I did watch an anime for this.
Okay, which one?
I watched one half of an episode of Yokai Watch.
Ooh, not what I would have started with.
I actually, I'm going to be honest with you, I could definitely see why people liked it. It was very pleasant.
Okay.
It's basically this kid and they're making fun of him for being completely average. So he like goes deeper into the forest to try and catch a fucking glowing bug. And he finds this old gumball machine that's like, feed me, feed me. So he puts it in, he opens it up, and he releases this ghost yokai called Whisper. And he's like, oh yeah, like you freed me, so now I'm going to be your best friend forever. And he's like, I don't care, I just want my money back. And he's like, what? Like, you ungrateful shit? Like, I'm going to show you the world of yokai. And he's like, I don't care at all. Like, I just want to find a big bug to impress my friends. And he's like, oh, big bugs. Dude, I got you set. And then I stopped watching. Because I decided to watch
You didn't make it the big bug?
No.
Oh, alright.
Not worried about it. I play games with big bugs. Have you ever played, was it Earth Defense Force 2020 or whatever?
No.
Oh, it's fucking terrible, but delightful.
Yeah, my game playing is way down.
That's what I mean. It's from the time when you would have been playing. Okay. It's over a decade old. And it's awful. It's just like you're this little guy with a gun, and you can get different weapons, but you're shooting against basically just giant ants in like the worst rendered 3D environment of all time.
Okay.
But it's inexplicably very fun.
Alright.
I want to play a game. So let's see how this works with green screen. Pew, 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 boo, boo. So that was your week, bud.
Not bad. Didn't do a whole lot. Just kind of researching this, which was way more than I thought.
Yeah. Well, when you said it, I was like, okay, I've never heard of it. So it must be a very specific subset of cryptozoology, mythology, folklore. No, it's everything.
It's everything.
Basically, we could break this into multiple different subcategories and probably... This could be a podcast in and of itself.
Which it is, I think. I think I researched a couple and I was like, although they weren't good, but...
Oh, yeah. I listened to one where it was like a special type of episode they were doing.
Yes.
And had the most annoying intro I'd ever heard. And
yeah!
I was like, please stop.
I think I went, boop, 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 fast forward. And then when I heard it, I was like, oh, cancel it.
Yeah, I thought that maybe it was like a special intro for just one of the episodes. But anyway, I'm not here to talk trash about any podcast, hence me leaving out the name of it. Also, I don't remember what the name was.
Right.
I probably would have talked shit, sorry.
But the subject matter, once diving in and getting like deeper and deeper, very interesting.
Oh, super cool.
Yeah.
And it makes everything else makes so much more sense. Like Super Sentai, which became Power Rangers.
Yep.
You know, some of the times you're watching those and you're like, man, did they just run out of ideas? Like, why the hell are these monsters so generic?
Yeah.
And then you realize, oh no, everything is animistic.
Yeah. With
Shinto, and that's the thing, it's not a Shinto principle. It's just that that's one of the ways you get to it, where culturally it's like, oh, it's not weird to ascribe human characteristics to stuff.
Correct. And the more and more you research, you're like, everything is influenced by yokai.
Oh, yeah.
So even Death Note, everyone loves that, and he's the god demon. He's one of the yokai. There's several of them, different ones. Tons of movies.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a whole series of movies.
Yeah.
There's, I sent you two of them from 67, or 68 and 69. And, yeah.
They're a treat.
What's really interesting is, like, you go to find them on YouTube, YouTube has a couple of them, but they're all just sub, not dub. So I don't know if that's a deal breaker for you. It doesn't really bother me, but
Get over it.
Amazon Prime didn't have any. Netflix didn't have any. Shudder didn't have any. Even Tubi.
Netflix has the one that I told you to watch that is very strange.
Oh, Gantz?
Gantz O, which is it's like made after a 2-season anime, which I have not seen, but I did watch the Netflix movie. And it's crazy because it's about aliens, but they're actually all based off of like old yokai. And it's very strange to see them because they're all very murderous and crazy. But very interesting because when I first saw it, I had no idea they were yokai. And I was like, this is the weirdest movie I've ever seen. And now I'm researching all these and I'm like, oh, this one's there, that one's there. Whoa, this has all existed a long time ago.
Yeah, when I watched, or when I was doing my research, I was just kept thinking of Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yeah.
Where it's like Cherry and all these things that are like, have human characteristics or whatever. It's a fascinating situation that you find yourself in when you're looking at all these different subsets and its impact on the narrative itself. Like everything, because it has this weird reverence, means something. So I think that like even going to like the destruction of kaiju films means a lot more when you're like, oh yeah, but as a principle, their sense of possession in the Japanese culture is so much more established than Western. Western will buy a new one.
Yep.
And because it's almost dismissive, when you watch a movie of cataclysmic kind of perspective, it's like, all right, whatever, let's build a new building. But there, it's like that building has been around for 7,000 years. I saw there was a thing with an inn that had been open and operating for over 1,000 years.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Older than our whole country.
Exactly, multiple times over.
Yes, it is quite different. And researching it, I was like, oh man, we're pieces of shit.
Oh yeah, I feel guilty of it. I will have you know, I've had the same vacuum cleaner since high school, so I felt really good about that.
There you go.
When that motherfucker sprouts a leg and starts hopping around my house, I'm like, bitch, I got you. Fist bump.
Yeah, as long as you don't replace it, then it won't go evil.
Exactly. But other like prime examples when you're thinking about culture, I don't know how to say this, if there was one Anglo-Western kind of idea that you would like put to yokai, what would it be? As far as like a 1A to 1A comparison type situation. I'm kind of putting you on a spot, but you know what I'm saying? Where it's like the closest thing that we get in terms of, I jokingly said Pee-wee's Playhouse, but it's kind of that same thing where because you're giving something a human characteristic, it's kind of the same. But it goes to everything. And here's something. Sorry, I'm just going to completely disregard that question I asked you. That question was bullshit. It was a filler question because I remember what I was going to say now. So, the thing about yokai that's kind of interesting, they never really do anything that bad. And I think the reason is because it's all fake bullshit. So you can't actually have people dying. But you can have the threat to teach kids like a lesson, the parable, the fable, what have you, using these things. Because it's easy for a kid to go, okay, you mean an umbrella with a leg and one eyeball? I can visualize that. Versus you saying, oh, well, nuclear holocaust. And you're like, I almost said Apollocaust. Apollocaust 13. But anyway, that's a different movie for a different time. Uh-oh. Chad didn't silence his...
I never do. It's not even... It's just a notification.
Whatever. So...
I never silence this.
You should.
I should.
It's a good thing.
We're professionals.
It's weird because it's almost like we've been doing this show for so long.
I think the last green screen I did, it also went off.
It did. And I think, the great thing about episodes is I get to edit it, which is awesome. I'm not going to edit this. I'm telling you right now. I'm just going to leave it as it is. One quick thing. We have about a minute left. Tell them about the parade. I love the parade. I love anything that involves a parade. That's why I love me some gays.
The demon parade?
Yeah, the Stanley Cup. They get a parade. This gets a parade.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's an old fable where 100, which doesn't really mean 100, it just means a lot.
100's bullshit in
Japan.
It's
weird. I don't know why you give a number
100 to mean 99 or a
not.
million. It's weird.
Yeah. But anyway, they come all out at night and tramp around the whole village. And if you come out and see them or even peek out your window, they will kill you.
Yep. So... be sure to check out the episode on Yokai coming out soon. We also had Marvel Zombies, and a bunch of other bullshit. Please check out the podcast. It's super easy. Linktr.ee/slasherspod is the easiest way to find it all.